Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to all of you that are watching the replay. This is our Monday night show that happens every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I go over the astrology for the week, how it's going to be affecting us collectively, and I do a card reading, a 5-card pull to for everyone that's watching, so for the collective. And I have my own card spread that I always use, and it's just a fun way to see what's coming up. And this is an exciting week because the main event of the week is the sun entering into the sign of Taurus. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about everything else that is going on. Let me say hi to everybody in the chat. Hello, Joan. Welcome in. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Dawn and Traylene. Hello, Raven. Welcome. Nelvin. Welcome. Kimberly is here. Thank you guys for being here. Melanie. Hello, Lynette. Hello, Valerie. Good to see you. Cindy, welcome in. Thank you guys all for being here. So I hope that you guys had a good weekend. We just came out of the powerful full moon in Libra, and we are officially in eclipse season. And as the sun enters the sign of Taurus, we'll feel that sort of solidify. I'm actually really excited for Taurus season, and I think it's going to be like Aries season was really wild and intense, and it felt like it really felt Aries, like it really felt fiery and activated. And now with Taurus season, we get to work on all the things that we began, because Aries is about initiating things, whether you believe it or not, that you actually work creating and manifesting or planting seeds, jumping into action with Aries season. Now in Taurus season, we get an opportunity to, one, slow down a little bit, and then also an opportunity to settle into our groove for the year. Because remember, we just began the astrological year, and this is the second season, and it's always like this. So what is that groove that you've gotten into, and how are you going to sustain the energy, the frequency of what you manifested. It's really what Taurus season is about. It's a beautiful time of the year, also because we're in the spring and we are feeling a deep connection to the earth during this time as well. So we'll get a little bit more into it. I do want to show you the chart. But before I actually go into the chart, I do want to say thank you to everyone that is here. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. If you're new, please subscribe if you like the content and hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Also, download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report. So we follow the magic of the moon through the zodiac, but I also talk about other major aspects that are happening, that are coming up. And it goes out every Wednesday. So the next one goes out on Wednesday. So if you want to get that moon magic report on a weekly basis in your inbox, then download the free moon astrology guide, or simply go to my website, channelforgrace.guru, Guru, and just sign up for the list. So the other amazing things that are happening here on the channel is, hello Shannon, welcome in. Since I started the Starseed membership last winter, we started in the winter season, so December 21st was the very first day of the Starseed membership. I have been having so much fun with like giving you guys content, and those of you guys that are in the membership, if you could say something in the chat of what the membership has given you, that would be amazing. But I feel like it's such a perfect opportunity, especially as the times are getting crazy. More and more people are wanting answers, and astrology is one of those things that can give you guidance and can give you understanding. And to be guided through the entire astrological year in the way that you get guided in the Starseed membership is really literally priceless. It is fun, to say the least. It is so much fun. And one of the things that I'm getting ready for is I'm going to buy, I need to do a little more research, but I am legit going to buy like a DJ machine. Whatever they call it, a DJ table or whatever, because I seriously feel we need to be having more parties and music and just like let loose and have fun. And literally, I can't wait for our next fun gathering, which we do live broadcasts, live events. They all happen on Zoom, and we get together and we get to talk to each other through the chat. I'm also going to be adding some new content, which are basically live chats where we can have actual conversations like live on camera on Zoom. So Zoom meetings that we can share, in the energies and talk about everything that's going on, kind of like a little group study session, things like that. I'm also going to be adding that. So I mean, this is getting better and better, you guys. So it is definitely the place to be. If you're not part of the membership, then definitely join. It's only $22 a month, and we're going to be having every time that the sun enters a new sign, that's where our new month begins. So I'm letting you guys know now, the new month begins tomorrow, and one of the videos that I put out every month is the astrological events that are going on for the entire month and how it's going to affect us. And I go into detail into the different transits and aspects that we're going to be seeing. So it's really, it's something that you only get in the membership. And I honestly haven't yet found anything out there. Like, I am part of it. I follow a few apps, and I haven't seen that a lot of people do this. A lot of people do like the weekly things, but what my unique way of guiding you is when it happens, I'm right there telling you. So you get emails from me if there's like a big transit happening on a certain day. You get an email in the morning. If you're in the US, of course, or specifically Pacific time, but sometime during that day, or as early as possible, you get an email that tells you what's going to be happening so you can be ready for whatever comes up. I feel like it's so much better to be prepared for for receiving it, like receiving it from like other people. Because really that's the thing, the reason why we like to understand and listen and read the astrology is because we want to know why people are acting the way they're acting, why we're feeling the way we're feeling. And the astrology has a lot of influence over our energy, our emotions, our minds. And it can be so freeing to know that there's some big thing going on in the sky, and that's why everybody's like showing it, So that's one way that you get content. I also do a meditation video every time that there's a new moon and a full moon, and also a journaling PDF. And I send out little rituals for you to do on some of those specific astrological dates, especially the moon portals and the sun portals that align with the fixed stars. So I add a lot of starseed energy into the membership. And I used to write this book, and that book basically became a part of the content of the Starseed membership. So if you want to keep understanding more about the starseed energy, it's in the membership. So that's really exciting. Let me read some of the things that you guys are saying. Lynette says, I signed up right away for the membership, and yes, so much guidance, beautiful rituals, and so much information. I feel like I am so prepared for each week. Oh, I love that. I love that, Lynette. Traylene says, me too. That last one might be your new favorite. Yeah, it's going to be so exciting. The new things that are coming up. What does that say? I don't know what you're saying. The emails are so amazing and so prepared. Yes. The email today about the Sun square Pluto was super helpful. See, that's what I'm talking about. So and I'm going to go into that because it's something that happened today. And so if anything happens during the day and you're like, oh yeah, Jai said that there was this crazy thing going on that is significant, it helps to know. Like, I like knowing those things. It relaxes me. Oh, thank you guys. Okay, Valerie says, I love the extras that only the membership gets so much more in-depth information and yeah, it's true. I go way more in detail in the membership. So just amazing. But thank you guys for sharing. I really appreciate that. And the other amazing thing, oh my God, we're literally less than 2 weeks away from the new moon solar eclipse in Taurus and the beginning of the next level 1 moon goddess training. So if you want to dive into my ancient Atlantean philosophy mystery school 9-week program, well, actually it's a year-long program, but level 1 is 9 weeks. Join us on April 29th. There is so much information that I cover in those 9 weeks, but in a nutshell, you learn your astrology, you learn your gene keys. We go deep into the activation sequence of the gene keys to understand your life's work, your evolution, your radiance, and your life purpose. It's like an activating energy that you learn about yourself, and you learn about your shadows, transmuting them into gifts, and then awakening the higher divine energy within you that lives within you automatically already. All you have to do is just change to express that, like the higher frequency of the gift of that gene key instead of the shadow of the gene key. It's also a very freeing experience to understand that there's nothing wrong with you. Right? That really all you need is to just awaken vibrate at a higher frequency so you can align with higher dimensional energies, which are less dense and in a sense less shadowy. So that's just two things. We also go through the ancient Atlantis initiation path. Week by week, we go through each of the ancient temples that align with the chakras, that align with sacred geometry, that align with the ancient Atlantean philosophy of the dimensions, of the story of creation. We literally start on week 1 learning the story of creation that they used to teach to the students. and to the children of the civilization, and why. And then from there we build and build and build and build and build. And each week we go through another process of releasing through the Akashic records. These are Akashic journeys that we take, and we also do Kundalini yoga meditations and one 40-day practice together, which is to help activate our chakras, to awaken the central channel, the Shushumna. And obviously that has to do with a fucus energy and the Kundalini rising. And the meditation is also to help activate your intuition and clear any blockages to your intuition. And there's a bunch of other benefits that I'll share with you on that first day. So this is something that I can't wait. I'm getting more and more excited as we get closer to it to start. So April 29th, don't miss the deadline. There is a payment plan, and the link is below for the information of all of this amazing stuff that is available to you. Also, just real quick, because I haven't shared this in a long time, I have an Etsy shop where I sell feather earrings, and I also sell essential oils. This is actually one of them. This is my Arcturus. I'll just wear it for a second. So I have rollers. These are starseed oils, and I have rollers, and I have also the mist, the aura mists. And they're freaking amazing to help you align with your starseed energy. And if you don't know what your starseed markings are, or what your ancestry, then get a starseed ancestry reading and I'll tell you what they are. And then you can grab the oil that corresponds to your chart. Also, I actually just updated the price for all of the oils and the aura mist, and basically lowered the price for everything. So all of them, all of the rollers and all of the aura mists are all $44 for each one. And that's crazy because the oils that I use come from one of the best companies I feel like in the world that makes essential oils, and it is doTERRA. And I use those oils, and they are very expensive to buy in my essential oils, and everything is organic and clean and all that stuff. So yeah, go check it out if you've been wanting to get one. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And I also have the headpieces, the jewelry. Just go check it out. It's really fun. All the links are below. Thank you so much for being patient with me while I share this. This is really where I get to tell the public about everything that I do outside of just these videos. So I know it takes me a while to get through everything, but it's because there's so much to offer, and everything is fun. And I know that you guys everyone will find something that they feel a connection to. So let's go into the astrology. I'm going to share the chart with you so we can talk about what is happening this week. So thank you. I really appreciate you guys listening. And I'll check the messages real quick too. And Rebecca, I don't know if I said hi, but hello and welcome. So good to see you here. I hope you guys have started your week off good. I had a surprisingly really good day today. Let me know when you can see the chart on the screen. I just want to make sure you guys can see it. But so today was a kind of a difficult transit. We started the week with kind of a gnarly, and it was a square between the Sun and Pluto, and they're still squaring. And I'm going to take a picture of this so I can show you in a little more detail here what is actually going on right now. But basically, you've got Pluto at 28 degrees, the Sun at 28 degrees in Aries, and that's the square. So 28 degrees, 28 degrees. Right now, the Sun is actually at 28 degrees, 58 minutes, and Pluto is at 34 minutes, which means that the Sun already passed, and they're no longer in the apex of the square, but nevertheless, it is that energy. So we're still in it, and Pluto it's a very strong influence on us, even though it's like really far. And it's like, it is the slowest moving planet. Pluto represents transformation, deep understanding. It's where our power lies. It's power. It rules like power struggles, the tower moments, anything, excuse me, that has to do with control. And the sun in Aries, at 28 degrees, it's kind of a big deal because it's getting ready to transition. Whenever you get to the higher degrees of a sign, it gets really intense. Really intense. We haven't ever in our lives seen Pluto at 28 degrees of Capricorn. So it is heavy. It's heavy. And we're going to see one of the biggest transits of our lives in 2023 and 2024 when Pluto officially enters into the sign of Aquarius. Because honestly, if we literally, like, just for fun, because I like doing this and I hope you guys enjoy this as well, I'm going to go back. So in 2008, Pluto entered into the sign of Capricorn. Before that, it was in the sign of Sagittarius. And so from 2008, so it's about 15 years. 15 years. It sits in one sign. I mean, dude. And you can see it right there that in 2023, it is actually entered into Aquarius. So yeah, it enters into Aquarius, but then it retrogrades back into Capricorn and then officially goes back into the sign of Aquarius in 2024. That's why 2023 and 24. It's the transition period. So we've never seen this before. Because if it takes 15 years for Pluto to transition from one sign to another, and it's like give and take because it also depends on the orbit, then we've really only seen, a few changes of Pluto. Excuse me. We've only seen a few times where Pluto has transitioned. So as, for someone who, so I was born in 1984 and I am, so the last few times I feel like I have been at a pretty young place, right? Like in 2008 when it entered Capricorn, how old was I? I mean, I was in my 20s, but still it was like, as an adult now, I feel like much more of an adult, right? Seeing this transition is actually a big deal. And I'm excited to see with a bigger understanding of the world and the collective, how this is really going to be felt. But I feel like we're already feeling it. Here's another thing about this square is that the sun is going to move on, right, into Taurus and then going to go through its cycle. And the next time that it squares, that it actually, we won't see this sort of exact square with the sun in Aries and Pluto in Capricorn forever. This is the last time that we're seeing this. So what happens with a square from the sun to Pluto? It's friction. It's power struggles. It can be internally. You can feel this internally, or you can feel this externally within your relationships. You can see it in the collective. You can see it in people around you. I feel so lucky because I work from home and I have worked my fucking ass off to have this. To be able to not have to go in and clock in somewhere. I've put in my time of doing those kind of jobs and it never ever felt good. Like I did them, and I know how to find my own inner peace and happiness. So I have had fun in my life in the jobs that I've had, but it never was like my mission, to like work for the YMCA or whatever. It never was my mission to like teach yoga, be an employee for some yoga studio. Like that is not what I came here to do. And although those jobs were like great stepping stones for me to get here and to discover who I am, they weren't the end. Like I could never do that. But some people, I understand, have certain jobs that like someone sent me, oh my God, I can't even remember. Someone sent me a message about, or someone asked a question. I don't know where it was. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was like, oh, it was a mini reading. And it was like, oh, well, I have a government job and I can't leave it because it's a government job or whatever. Like it pays good and blah, blah, blah and all of that. But it's like, it sucks. And so I understand that people have to make these decisions to keep the jobs that they have, because the jobs, like they may not find something else better right now. And I've also been there as well. So it does take a leap of faith. It takes a major leap of faith to be like, you really have to know what you want. You really have to know who you are to take that leap of faith and be like, I'm going to go for it. But the other thing is consistency and dedication and determination. And those are some things that are very much these energies of Capricorn and Aries. Like the Capricorn and Aries energy for me, actually, I feel really good with it because I have Jupiter in Capricorn, Neptune in Capricorn, and I have in my 10th house this energy of Aries, which is career and life path. So with Aries, it's like I am committed, and my biggest energy is like my own career and my own life path with Jupiter. And when I freaking go for things, it comes out good because it's Jupiter energy. So, but then it happens. It's like it happens really well for me in when I work on career. But that was not always the case, right? So, I feel like I just went on a tangent. But where I was getting is that I understand that people have to go into work and deal with people that are not aware that energy exists. Like just simple stuff, that energy exists, that you can feel each other's energies. And when people are not aware of that, it's like they're living life. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just so much easier to live life being aware of all this stuff. And that's one of my passions, is to teach people to be aware of this, and especially aware of your own shadows so that you can transmute them. You gotta work on that stuff. 'Cause you can't expect other people to change when you yourself are not like committing to changing your own shadows, transmuting your own shadows into gifts. So that's why it's so important to understand these transits, power struggles, control dynamics. Like right now with this square, we want to be in control. We want to be in control. And so if you, and especially it's like happening on a Monday, like the first day of the week, it's like you go to work and you're like, oh my God, if I have to do this one more fucking day, it's kind of like that energy. So if you're not where you want to be, you got to find that inner strength to be like, well, where do I want to be? Because the challenge of the square says, I'm going to like push you. I'm going to trigger you so that you can change. I'm going to pressure you so that I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you, And so the squares are not bad. It's just when you have to deal with like the general public, not going to feel so good. So I feel lucky that on days like this, where I don't have to go anywhere and like feel the energy in the collective, I can just stay home and work out. Like right before I went live, I was running on my treadmill, and it's like so much fun and I feel so alive. So I don't even know where I was going with that, but this is the energy that we start the week off with. So it's kind of intense, and it's intense because we won't see it again. And it's a culmination. There was like 3 times that this happened, or a few times that this happened, and in the later degrees. And so this is kind of like the last one, the last square in this specific signs and stuff. So it kind of does feel like a completion to something that you've been working on for a while. Yeah, the energy is crazy. I was talking to my mom, and I was talking about, I had a conversation with one of my relatives that, that lives in Argentina. And I could feel like this specific person had like some negativity coming off of them. And I understand, like, living in Argentina is not the best situation ever in terms of the economy and all the stuff. But I'm like, there's other people in Argentina that are happy as hell. So it's not Argentina. You know what I mean? Like it's you, meaning like this person. And I was just talking about how I observed their energy and felt that like it's like pessimistic energy. And my mom was like, yeah, I'm really sensitive to, like, I can feel, and my mom's like getting more into this stuff, or at least becoming more aware of it. And she was like, yeah, like sometimes when people send me a text message, like I can feel like something, I can feel that, like the energy of the message that's coming in. And that's how sensitive we have become. Where like I am literally at home, and where I'll spend the day, literally where I won't go outside except on my balcony, and I still go through emotional ups and downs, and I feel people's things that are not mine. And so we're psychically connecting to people, and we're having literal like conversations through the ethers with people. We don't even realize it. And because of that, it's chaotic because we don't know what's going on. We don't know that we're doing that, and we don't know the gift and how much you could empower yourself when you understand the gift and know how to use it. Like where you go to school to learn the skills, to find more finesse with the gift. Like this is like natural stuff. This isn't anything weird. It's really natural, part of humanity. So that's all we really need, is to like perfect the skill. Obviously, a lot of us are learning these things as adults, so it's going to take some time, probably a few lifetimes, honestly. Obviously, it's going to take a long time for humanity to get to a point where we can find harmony within each other, when we realize that we're here on the planet to experience what has been, the story that we've created, the story that we've chosen for ourselves. We're here to live it out. That's the fun. That's the fun of it. And we get so stuck in like the I want it to be this way. I don't want it to be this way. And we forget, like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be having fun. Like, and it's not even about having fun. Like, scratch that. I'm supposed to just experience it. That's the point, and learn and evolve. And your evolution, you chose it. And you can see your evolution in your chart, like the things that you chose to work with, like Chiron, your healing journey, like the nodes, where you come from, where you're going. You can see all these things in your chart. The evolution that you chose. So you're just here to like be you entered into the body, and now you're having the experience. You've become the main character in the dream, and you're supposed to just have the experiences, but we get so caught up in the emotions of it, when we should really just move through life literally laughing at everything, because it's hilarious, the things that we chose for ourselves to experience, to learn, like it gets to a point where you're like, oh my God, this is what I chose. Okay. Like, and then you're like, take out the popcorn and you're like, watch it unfold. Like if it's a show, because it is. And then that's when life becomes fun. And that's when you stop taking things personally. For example, today I was running on the treadmill, and so like I do interval running. So I run and then I walk, and then I run and then I walk until I get, strong enough to run the whole time. But I'm not a runner, but I love the way it makes me feel. So I'm going to do it again and again. So as I was on one of the walking intervals, I'm checking my phone because there was a comment on one of the videos, and it was somebody who watched like when me and my sister were doing the human design and astrology of like celebrities, and we did Marilyn Monroe, and someone put this comment where like, oh, that was a really like a long comment, and in the end it was like, that was a really shitty reading. It was like really crappy reading, blah 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 blah, and I just like gave it a heart. Because I was like, okay, great. Like, that's great. Like, I don't give a fuck, Like it doesn't affect me at all. And I was feeling really good that I thought that was funny. It was funny. And I thought, well, the universe has to experience every perspective. So there's going to be some people that are pissed, moving through life. There's going to be some people that are just happy. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. And really, there's nothing wrong with any of it. It's just, this is what we're all, that's why it's a play. It's a movie. And we're like just in it. And we forget that we can relax into it and not struggle through it. So that's a big thing of what is happening right now in the world, in the collective. We're feeling a lot of this pressure, and you have to learn to move through the energy. You have to learn to just keep moving forward. Hello, Dunia, welcome in. And it was the most hilarious thing. I was like, I don't even care. Like, okay, we did that video like how long ago? And then I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyways. And so it was funny that was my experience of this transit. Somebody going, wah! Like on one of my videos, and me going like, I'm just going to give this, I'm also an instigator. Like, I'm just going to love this comment. And just let that person be like, what's wrong with you? You're supposed to react. So it's like, it is what it is. And the more you can stay in your center and just enjoy life, the better it's going to be. Like, I promise you, the better it's going to be. So, but that's what we start the week off with. And then, of course, the next big thing that is happening is, and look at this. As I'm talking, the sun has literally entered into 29 degrees of Aries. We just entered. It's right here on the right side of the chart. 29 degrees. We just freaking did it. We just freaking did it. That like, whoa, that's crazy. So, when I go to hours, let's go to hours, and then like basically 24 hours later, the sun is going to enter into Taurus. So I'm going to go to the exact moment, 59 minutes, and boom, there it is. 0 degrees of Taurus. So this is the big thing. This is the big thing of the week. There's other like kind of little more minor things. Like there's going to be, after we have this, we're going to see the moon go through a fucus. So the moon in Sagittarius is going to be going through a fucus as the sun enters Taurus. So that's a big deal, because that's a connection to the Akashic and the occult and the energy of hidden messages. And then the moon's going to go through the Lyran starseed energy, the Lyran portal. And if you want to know more about those, I'm going to be sending out emails for those in the membership. And that's basically like the week. That's the week. But the moon is also going to be making its square to the sun. But what we need to think about is where we're going, like what this week is preparing us for. So here is the moment that the sun is in the sign of, enters the sign of Taurus. And what's happening at that moment is the moon. This is actually interesting. The moon is exactly at 14 degrees of Sagittarius. Hello, Jill, which is the great attractor. And the great attractor is a powerful connection to the Akashic of the whole universe. It's like a conglomeration of hundreds of thousands of galaxies that are like coming into each other. They're like coming together. So this is interesting that right as the sun enters Taurus, that the moon is on the great attractor. The other some of the other things that are going on is that Mars is actually going to be on Fomalhaut. And Fomalhaut is one of the royal fixed stars of the zodiac. It is connected to Archangel Gabriel. So this is the powerful messages that come through, the divine messages. Because Archangel Gabriel comes to you in dreams or in visions or like dreaming while you're awake, which is your intuition or your psychic abilities. But he brings you a message from the divine. That's what comes through with Mars on Fomalhaut or with anything on Fomalhaut. But when a planet is on it, that is rare because the starseed, the fixed stars, the conjunctions with the fixed stars for the planets only happen every once in a while depending on the transit of the planet. So for example, the sun only is on the fixed stars once a year through each of them. And then Mars is going to be longer. So the last time that Mars was on Fomalhaut, it was a long time ago. And with Mars in Pisces, this is the ending of his cycle of the zodiac. Aries is the first sign, Pisces is the last one. There's something powerful about tomorrow as we enter Taurus season. And then this is where the energy starts to slow down. This is where, Jupiter and Neptune are still conjunct, basically. The energy starts to slow down, and whatever you initiated in the time of Aries season is now what you need to like steady yourself. Where like you were sprinting, right? Like Aries season is like a sprint. Taurus season is more like long distance running, like endurance running. So Aries can sprint, but that can't last forever. You can't sprint forever. Like sprints are quick. That's why when you're a runner and you practice for sprinting, it's like you work on your muscles, like your sprinting muscles, and everything that has to do with like, what do I need for the quick? It's going to be over quick. So how can I give it my all? And how do I prepare for that? But Taurus is the bull, and Taurus is like endurance. So you're going to stabilize, you're going to like find the stability now of everything that you created in Aries season. And so the year started wherever Aries is in your chart. For me, it's in my 10th house. So every year when the sun enters Aries and we enter into the spring equinox, I begin my year like focusing on my career, which I think is freaking badass. And then Taurus moves into my 11th house. And it's like give and take a few degrees because Placidus houses, they're not like, they're mixed through they're not whole houses. They're like, the degrees are like in between the 0 and the 29 at the cusps of the houses. But wherever Taurus is where the second part of the year unfolds for you. Where are you finding your endurance, your strength? So this is the biggest thing of the year. And let's actually go back to here, because if I move forward, for example, the moon is going to, it's going to make a conjunction to Pluto. That's going to be kind of gnarly on Friday. But then it's going to square the sun, and that's the last square. If I go back a little bit, it's going to square the sun at 3 degrees. I believe on the 23rd or on the 23rd. And that's Saturday. And then that's basically this kind of ends our it ends our week astrologically here that I do on this on Mondays. But from that point on, you have to realize that we're like getting really close to the eclipse. You go forward, 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 forward. Dark moon in Aries, and then boom, the eclipse on the 30th. So that's what we're getting ready for. We'll talk about that, when we get there. I can't believe I'm literally going to say this, but it's next week. Holy shit. This is insane. How fast everything is moving. So I just spent like how long talking about that? That was kind of crazy. I think that's the longest I've spent talking about. I went on a rant. Not really a rant, but like I just kind of went off. As Matias likes to say, off in the branches. Nos fuimos por las ramas. So that's the week, y'all. Are you ready for Taurus season? I'm going to be making that video for the membership. So if you want more and if you want to know the whole month ahead, then join the membership. I'm putting that video tomorrow. I'm going to film it and put it up tomorrow. So that's when you'll get it. Hey, we still got a reading. Let's bust a move. Let's bust a move. All right, little prayer. Let's clear the cards. Sat Nam, everybody. I feel like an announcer sometimes. I love Aries energy. I got to tell you, I freaking love it. I love it. It's my favorite. My freaking favorite. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and teachers for being here with us this evening. Please clear the energy of the cards that I'm going to be using, as well as my energy, so I can be that open channel of grace and wisdom and intuition and these messages to flow through to everyone watching this video. Whenever they're watching the video, live, replay, whatever message they need to hear, I ask that you bring the wisdom through the cards. Satnam, 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 Waheguru. All right, here we go. So for those of you that are new, I do a five card pull, intuition card, challenge card, overall theme, and wisdom from the ancestors, and then an animal spirit card. Dude, I can't freaking wait for the Moon Goddess training. Literally can't. Are you guys excited? You know what's so cool about this is that the one thing I'm actually really excited about. So the last group, we had like the most people that have ever signed up for the Moon Goddess training. And quite a few of those people are going to be going into level 2 in July. But the next group is going to be a little bit smaller, and I think that's going to be freaking epic because it'll end up being a little more personal, where like we all like there's going to be space, and I love either way. I love whatever comes. I'm going to be so happy with however it turns out, but I can feel the intimacy that this Moon Goddess training is going to be. And can't wait. FOMO. You guys. And so if you're going into this level 1, I highly recommend you consider doing the whole program. You don't have to sign up right now for all of it. Right now you just sign up for level 1 and then you decide. But the whole point of the program, the whole year-long program, is an Akashic certification to become an Akashic certified reader. The magic. All right, here we go. First card. Ooh, we got 2 major arcana. Okay, this is so funny. I think I should be invited to the week I missed because you sent me to Egypt. That is hilarious. So, first card. Look at this. We just got done talking about freaking the sun making a square to Pluto. And look at the card that we get. We start off the week with the 5 of Swords, which is about conflict. Hello, Mo. Welcome in. The 5 of conflict. Like, this is our jumping off point. But it's more than just like personal conflict. I mean, it's more than just like external conflict. This also could be internal conflict. This also has to do with betrayal, even selfishness. There can be selfishness because remember, Aries is the ego. Aries in the shadow can be really selfish. It doesn't think about anything else other than itself. Aries energy can be like seriously obnoxious sometimes, but it's also the funnest. It's fucking wild, you know? And so like when you're having fun, you're having fun. But this is what like Pluto and squaring the sun can feel like. It's the 5 of Swords, like friction, conflict. So that is like kind of the jumping off point. The challenge card that we get is actually the Page of Pentacles. So the challenge is, you see him, he's reaching, look out, it's hard to see him because of the green screen, but he's reaching, hello, Rebecca. He's reaching up towards a golden, it looks like the moon, but inside of it, let me see if I can put it closer. Okay, there. Inside of it, it's like a gold coin that has the eye of Ra or the eye of Horus. And he's reaching towards it. So what does this mean? He's reaching towards the knowledge. He's reaching towards the deep soul understanding. He's reaching for the opportunity. He's reaching for something that will bring abundance. And the understanding, it's higher knowledge, higher understanding, because the eye of Ra represents that higher awareness. It actually represents the story of creation, or the sun, the eye of Horus, the one eye. The reason why Horus only has one eye is because he fought his uncle Set, who is the god of the darkness and rules the west and rules the land of the dead. He's the night, and so Horus represents the sun, because he lost an eye in the battle, and so having just one eye, he had to look internally within himself, and he discovered that he could see, because when you take out the physical need to look at things, you go internal, and internally you have your intuition. So he was able to predict the moves that his uncle Set was going to do, and that's how he wins the battle, the sun, the light over the dark. But what it really represents is the knowledge, and it's us reaching up towards the knowledge. Also, where Taurus energy is astrologically, in the constellation itself, it includes Aldebaran, which is also known as the eye of the bull. So we hold the frequency of this, which is like the all-seeing eye, the magic of knowing higher awareness, right? So we're reaching for it. So that's the challenge. Is like, don't get stuck in the 5 of Swords energy. Reach for something bigger, better, brighter, higher, all that stuff. The overall theme of the week is the Judgment card. How interesting. This is the overall theme. So we can both feel like we are being judged by others, that there's like a higher force that's judging us, or we may feel like we are judging ourselves. And the theme, or kind of the overall energy of this card, is really about renewal. This is a card about renewal because it represents the transition between this existence to the next existence. It's absolution as well, and it is action. I always love speaking of the Judgment card as the last judgment. Not as in you're going to be judged, but you will no longer judge. It's the freedom that comes with the higher awareness. Not to mention that we have Thoth, right? On this specific card deck, it's Thoth, the ancient Atlantean priest. And he's got feathers in his hands, which symbolize knowledge as well. Thoth, the emerald tablets of Thoth, it's the magic. It's like, this is another thing, is like, you will no longer judge because you will finally understand. Everything I was talking about earlier, you'll finally understand what it means to stop judging. It's a way higher frequency. It's like being in the fifth dimension. You stop judging because you're like, you can see the whole thing, right? There's no need for it's kind of boring. You know what I mean? But that's why we're in the third and not the fifth, because we get to connect to the sixth dimension, which is the architects of reality. We get to connect to that part of us that created the whole game. The part of us that created the movie, that we descended into the body, a spiritual being, into the physical time-space reality, and are experiencing and living out. The wisdom from the ancestors, the Chariot. This is about let's go. Let's go, okay? This is get on the ship. It is leaving, and to me, this is the final, like, Taurus. Sun in Taurus is coming. We're moving on. Like, whoever is stuck here, like, and the Five of Swords is wasting their time because we're leaving. You know, the train is leaving. This is about also finding success because, okay, let's move forward. We're continuing on. This is also about being assertive. And this is about your determination. We're going to find our determination, like sustainable energy, right? The endurance. But we are definitely on a powerful journey, because the very last card that we get here, the animal spirit of this reading, is none other than the Phoenix. And I'll show it to you in a second. I just want to make sure that we can all witness the power of this card, the Phoenix. Freedom from suffering and past karma and reincarnation. Well, guess what else is in Taurus? What else is in Taurus? Major thing. I'm going to ask you guys a question. What major thing is in Taurus right now? There's two major things. Quiz time. My mother has an Eye of Horus tattoo. This lady has no idea who is Ra. Oh, she's definitely Wisdom Soul. Yeah. She probably has Orion starseed markings or Lyran starseed markings. Or even Sirius. Veronica, yes, that's the first one, the North Node. What else? There's one more. Well, yeah, Mercury also. You guys are good. Uranus, boom, that's the one I was looking for. I see the future when I wake up. Oh, cool. So, just got my wigs finished up on my tattoo. Oh my God, are you serious, Shannon? That's amazing. So yes, North Node and Uranus. North Node and Uranus. North Node is destiny. Uranus is like massive change, unpredictable things. It's crazy. It's wild. It's a wild ride. Right? And the Phoenix being about reincarnation and past karma and freedom from suffering, that is transmuting the South Node, which is in Scorpio, through the energy of the North Node, which is in Taurus. The constellation of Horus is also called the star constellation Virgo, and Bethlehem in Israel. Beautiful. I love that, Joshua. Thanks for sharing. So the phoenix represents the transformation of our past, dude. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication, tapas. You know what is also the burning energy? Is the sun at the last degrees of Aries. The essence of the phoenix is with us when we realize we have been suffering too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the phoenix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes, and a lightness and clarity emerge. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the phoenix lifts our spirits up, and we begin to recognize ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. A glimmer in our eye. What were we just talking about? Look closely. It's a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. Boom. Eclipse season. Boom. Dude, look at that big old eye on the page. It's just crazy. The phoenix and the first chakra. Okay, here we go. The first chakra. The first chakra. This is the energy of Aries. The first chakra is Aries. It's also the law of generation. So understanding where you come from, who you are. It has to do with your reproductive system. So basically creating things. It also has to do with the element of fire. It talks about the spark. It is the spark, ruled by Mars, with the affirmation of I am, connected to the seventh dimension, which is illumination, the navel moon center, green Tara, and the stone of emerald. All of those things are connected to the first chakra. So the ancient yogis believe that our heaviest karmas reside in the first chakra. Why? Because this is where we learn who we are, and it's the elimination of who we are not, constantly letting go so that we can be us. Like letting go of the baggage, like excreting things, like releasing. It's also called Muladhara, or our root, and it's what grounds us. The ascent of the phoenix begins here. Dude, this makes so much sense because we start here and then the energy rises up through the chakras. The ascent of the phoenix begins here, and as the entanglement of karmas is slowly burned, Aries, it rises from the ash toward the navel center. Again and again, it makes this journey from first to third chakra, purifying our essence, freeing us from the past. This is what we are experiencing here right now, this week. This is a really, really powerful message. And yes, it is a very beautiful card. Raven says, my North Node is in Taurus. You're going through your nodal return. That's exciting. Oh my God, how exciting is that you signed up for the Moon Goddess training when you're going through your nodal return. That's so synchronistic. Phoenix medicine. Yes, of course. What's the name of the deck of cards you are using? There's two different ones. The animal cards is the animal spirits from the wild unknown. And the other ones, I believe, I can't remember the name of the other cards I'm using. If thine eye be single, then your whole body will be full of light. Mind's eye sees even when the two eyes of flesh are closed. Yeah, it's the intuition. It's diving deep. All right, so here we are. Are you ready? Like this week to me feels very calm. It's the calm before the moon child tarot. Yes, thank you, Shannon. Thank you. It's the calm before the intense, like right now, like today it feels that way, even with the sun square Pluto. I'm like, okay, here we go. Eclipse season. And then the eclipse is on the 30th. So we'll be talking about that next week. There's a lot of content coming up, but I'll be back on Wednesday, and I'll also be back on Thursday. That's right. Shannon and I are going to be leading a cleanse, which will start on May 30th, but we're going to be going live on Thursday as well this week to talk about it, to give you the details of it. If you want to join us, it's a very easy cleanse to do. It is the easiest cleanse I've ever done. So we can't wait to share the information with you. So join us this Thursday here live on YouTube to get more information about the cleanse. And we'll have like the sign up link. We're going to do a private Zoom meeting for anyone that is interested, and it has like more personal questions about it. In like a couple of weeks or something. I can't remember exactly when we decided. I think probably just in a week after that, we're going to do the Zoom. And then before we begin the actual thing, we'll have an orientation. So I'm really excited about all the things that are coming up, and I can't wait. I can't wait to be back. And we'll do the Magic of Venus on Wednesday, the cleanse broadcast on Thursday, and then mini readings on Friday as usual. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. I've been posting a lot, and I've been doing interviews with the recent graduates from the Moon Goddess training, and they have been amazing. And we've got some more coming up this week. Thank you guys all so much. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you all again next time. Sat Nam.